What's up everyone? Today we're going to be doing a pretty major upgrade. We're going to get rid of this 49-pound lead acid battery and we're going to replace it with this, a lithium iron battery. And this thing weighs 7 pounds. That is a massive weight reduction. Let's get into it. So one of the biggest problems that we're trying to overcome with all of our project cars is putting more horsepower in and taking weight out. Now, some of us have different mentalities. If you don't care having interior, you can strip it all out. This car has a full interior, has a very factory appearance, except for I'm trying to start doing some body work on it. But I'm trying to keep this as factory as possible. And even still, with the aluminum engine and all the other modifications, switching over to mechanical seats instead of electric seats, I've been able to drop this thing down to under 3,200 pounds. And with this battery, I've been able to reduce it down even more to 3,161. That's 30 pounds more than a C6 Z06 Corvette, which has carbon fiber body panels. That's awesome. But why the Optima QUAD30 orange top battery? It's a mouthful. Well, a while ago, it was like 2 years ago maybe, Cletus McFarland did a video where he was putting a lithium battery inside of his race car. That was a while ago again. I don't remember what brand it was. I tried looking it up, I couldn't find it. I tried Googling it, like we all would, and a bunch of brands popped up, but Optima stood out to me. My stepdad swears by them. He has them in both of his Corvettes, and I mean, as long as you use the proper charger and the proper battery tester, they're very reliable batteries, at least my personal experience with them. And my stepdad's been trying to convert me to them for years. Problem is, generally speaking, they're more expensive. But at the end of the day, nowadays, lead batteries are also very expensive. The battery that was, well, it's in my other Supra, but my brand new battery cost $250. It is a Deca. I've had really good luck with their batteries. The battery that was in this car for this project has been the Napa Legend, which has no go handle and is a freaking nightmare to take in and out of this thing because it fits very snug. And it weighs 49 pounds. You have to get it with your fingernails. It sucks. But the reason why this is I actually called up a couple different manufacturers, and trying to get them to talk to me was really difficult. Optima had a great customer service. They sat down, well, they didn't literally sit down with me. They sat on the phone with me for like a good 15 minutes while I told them what I was doing, what the project was, and my goals. And this is not meant for cars. This is meant for side-by-sides. This was made very clear to me. If you use one of these in it, it's not proper, but it should be able to handle it. It has 800 cranking amperage. Again, it weighs 7 pounds. It has a trickle charger that you can attach right to it, or a battery maintaining charger you can plug right to it. I added a little Velcro just so that, I can Velcro it somewhere. And you need this charger right here for 2 reasons. It doesn't come charged. You do need to fully charge it before installing it. And 2, you can't charge it with a regular lead acid battery charger. You need to charge it with the proper one. So after having a conversation, they didn't pay me for this, but they did send me the battery and this right here to give it a test. And so far it went together very easy. You have to take this top off, and this just plugs in and a screw that holds it into it. And we'll bring you closer so you can see how easy it is to install it. So depending on what your goal is, your car, and how everything already is, your placement of your battery may be a little different. And how you put it onto this battery may be a little bit different. If you're thinking about taking the battery location and sticking it in the trunk like I initially did with this car, you'll find out real quick that NHTSA rules require you to have a firewall between you and the battery and an external shutoff. So I end up putting it back where it belonged because I don't want to drill holes in my car. But if you're building a race car, hey, that's an option for you. Just remember, every racing body has different rules. So all we do is slide this where your old battery was, or wherever you're going to put it. And depending on how it actually mounts, for example, GM side bolts are going to be a little bit different. You may end up having to cut your lug points off and crimp on new ones. The older style stuff, that's not an issue. They just bolted onto the old style lugs. So all you have to do for this is, I personally took this style lug that was on the car, or on the battery, off, and you just slide the new, or the old, lugs to where it used to be, and struggle train a little bit because these weren't shaped to this position ever. Quick installation, like I said. All you have to do is take the old battery out, put the new battery in, and you may have to play around with your hold down a little bit. It works for the time being. This is temporary permanent. We're gonna call it temper permanent. But then you look at your battery charger. I like how long the cables are, so you don't have to live right on top of your plug in your garage. And I have a little piece of Velcro to put that right there, but we'll show you how easy it is to install your trickle charger or your battery maintainer, or whatever you want to call it. And just like that, it's got a little thing here, which does something, I don't know. I thought initially it would be like hook that opens up this way, because then I could have, I don't know, held onto the wall with. I don't know what that is, but look how simple it is. Plug this into your wall, and now you can actually charge and maintain it. Now, there are some precautions that I would highly recommend before installing one of these things, like taking one of my t-shirts that you could buy off of LunarOutlaw.com. You turn it inside out before you throw it in the wash. It makes it last a lot longer. Also, you could read cool articles on the LunarOutlaw.com as well. The website is growing, and hopefully we can start taking submissions from your guys' projects soon. But anyways, make sure your battery charging system is not going over the recommended voltage, i.e. make sure it's not peaking over 15 volts. So what I did beforehand was I put the lead battery, or I had the lead battery in, I had all the wiring double checked, make sure all the grounds are good, and I charged the system through while it was running. I revved it, made sure it never went over, I think it was like 14.2 or 14.3. So we never had that issue. Verify that your alternator is good before doing the upgrade. You don't want to spend the money on a new battery only to damage it. That can happen with a lead acid battery as well. In fact, one of the big issues why I'm switching from the lead acid batteries, because one of them leaked and I had to use baking soda to actually clean it all up. Fortunately, I caught it within the first week. Actually, it was that battery right there. Yeah. Anyways, having lead acid battery melting inside your car sucks. But now that it's all installed, we can give it a good listen to see what it sounds like. One of the things I do want to note is it actually seems to crank better with this battery than the lead battery. I don't know why. I'm not a battery expert, but I do have to say, superchargers sound awesome. If you like this content, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the thumbs up, lets the algorithm know, and make sure you check out LunarOutlaw.com. We have a whole article about this car, and I'm hoping to do the Buick shortly after. And hey, we're going to be taking submissions on your project cars so other subscribers and members of the Lunar Outlaw community, or as Peaceful Seas has called it, the lunatics, can read about your project. LunarOutlaw.com. You guys rock. Love you all. Keep her shiny side up. God bless. Supercharger.